So here we are with Bliss. Now I can try and understand her motivation when we're here, and then there's also my motivation. So there's two things going on here. There's what Bliss wants versus what I want. So for me, what's key is really identifying and trying to make use of what Bliss ultimately wants so that I can ultimately get what I want. So we can talk about a win-win. So we both get what we want. Now in this scenario, I could probably say that Bliss at the door, you know, she wants to be outside. Now, Bliss isn't being particularly excitable this morning, but if she was, then what I want to do is go to more of a classical conditioning approach and actually get a different association. And she's actually been really good because I really like the fact that we've got calmness at the door. So now you can see I'm rewarding this calmness by just throwing some food on the floor. You know, I threw that one out of sight a little bit, but good girl. So she's moved. But, you know, all I'm looking for is her to just remain calm in this area, make some good choices. So you can see again, she's chose to lie down. Good girl. So I'm rewarding that at the door because I want calmness. So moving on from that, I can then look at if she was being too excited, I want to try and change that association, because her association with this front door could be she gets to go outside. She's got some friends that she's met outside. So little Ruby, who's a little cockapoo. We've got little Vera, who's I think 6-month-old beagle now that she meets out the front. So the front can be quite an exciting place for her. What I want is that little bit of calmness. So this is good. But I can also do different things. So I can play games here.
Just play some food games, send some food that way, send some that way, send some that way. So what I'm just simply doing here is just changing that association of what the door means or being around the door.
Now, Bliss is also my scent dog, and I can make use of scent. And I think if anybody watched Michael's webinar on dog aggression, you can see how using olfactory and other things to calm a dog down can be really, really powerful. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go right, Bliss, middle. And I've hidden the scent in. Come here. Good girl. Ready? You're quite happy, aren't you, girl? So what I tend to look at is, you know, I have this kind of imaginary line with my radiator that I want the dogs behind. So I come to a position, and if she's ahead of it, I'm just going to kind of move off, come back. I've got some food and I can reward her in position. I could wait for a sit, but as I said, it doesn't really matter to me as long as they're kind of waiting. Good girl. But I'll take that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing about with that. Good girl. Make sure the door's open. I'm going to touch the door handle and reward. So you can see that there's a lot of reinforcement going on for her staying in this position. But if she breaks, we just come away and then I come back, wait for her to re-engage with me. Good girl. And reward in position. And then I open the door. So as she's broken, just going to close the door, come away, wait for her to re-engage with me. I know, girl. Good girl. Open the door again. Good girl. Now, you won't be able to see that, but her nose is twitching like a good one. Good girl. So we've got the door open, there's no tension on the lead, and she's now sort of staying behind that line. Now, you can see the rate of reinforcement that I'm giving behind that line. So she's getting quite a bit at the moment because I want to communicate that that's the place to be, even though she has a desire to go outside. So now what I want to do is make sure that we leave calmly. So again, there's no tension on the lead. Can still, at this moment in time, go on high reward ratio. Obviously, the more that I do this, the more I'd move on to variable. Probably a topic for another day, but it's included in sort of Skinner's reinforcement ratios and things, and variable being the most resistant. So as you can see, she's broken, so I'm just going to move her away and come away, and I'm not going to close the door fully, so I just then come back. Now you'll notice I'm not giving her any instruction or anything to do. I want her, because I think it really helps a dog's learning capability. If I'm constantly giving her instruction, it's almost like I'm doing my child's homework. So to shape her brain and get her brain being able to sort of think through little situations, this is the way that I do it. Good girl. Come here then. Yes. And then we go back to opening, and then I'm going to come back through. But you can see she's moved forward, but I want to get her closer to the ultimate reward of being outside. So my criteria at the moment don't need to be strict, don't need to be too hard. She's still inside, she's still relatively calm. I know, girl. Good girl. Come on then. And then we're outside. So again, just being nice and calm outside. And then we're just going to walk down. Let her come this way. Good girlie. This way. Good girl. And then we just come back in. Good girl. So all nice and calm, and that's how I'm just training Bliss to be nice and calm at the doorway. Now, here's probably the little bit of a test for you, is obviously in that little session you saw there, what parts of operant conditioning did I use? That's what we'll talk about next.